Hi everyone! The new episode of Peter's English Podcast has started. I'm your host Peter. I'm the owner of my own Peter's English Podcast. My own Peter's English Podcast is an English podcast about my fairy tales in English, about my novel Vera the Vampire Girl Diary, and is about learning English and English learning tips. It's important to introduce myself again. Yes, I'm Peter. I'm 44 years old. I live in Slovakia. I like learning English, doing my own Peter's English podcast, and writing my own English novel Vera the Vampire Girl Diary. I decided to learn English because I want to change my life. I want to live without language barriers. That means I want to travel without language barriers. I want to visit foreign countries. I want to have better paid job, and I want to meet other learners of English like me that have the same hobby, learning English. They are doing their own English podcast and writing their own English novel. And yes, of course, I want to learn English because I want to watch movies and series in English. I want to listen to my favorite English podcasts and audiobooks in English too. I've been learning English since August 2022. The first year I was only learning English grammar. It was very interesting to me, but then I found English platforms for learning English in Slovakia and Czechia. Thanks to it, I discovered how to learn English in a funny way, and I discovered the big world of English movies and series, the big world of English podcasts, and I found my favorite English podcast. I've been listening my favorite English podcast since August 2023, and I started my podcast on June 2024. I decided to create my podcast because I want to practice my English. That's the main goal of this podcast, and I don't care if someone is making fun of me because some people are thinking that I'm doing fool myself of or I don't know what else. People, I don't care. I don't care what you are thinking right now about me and my content. It's my opinion, it's my business, and it's my life. And I like learning English, doing my podcast, and writing my own English novel, Vera the Vampire Girl Diary. If you like my content, perfect, follow me. And we can do English podcast together, like my own, like my own favorite English podcast, like Luke's English podcast, Speak English podcast now with Georgiana, and All Ears English podcast. These are my favorite English podcast. People, you can find it on my link tree, in all my links. And in Linker, but everything is on my link tree, and that's it. And why? Because Linktree, Linker, and all my links are link in bio tools. That means there are the websites with the list of all your links, and I really recommend you to use it. Yes, I think that that's it for this introduction, and who am I and what I am doing, and who doesn't like me, go away please. Yes, don't care, because people like to make fun of everyone, but yes, be polite please. And I don't like people who are strong on internet and online, and and in the life, oh no, and in the real life they shy. No, I don't like this kind of people. And care of yourself and go away. Yes, because I don't care about you and your life, and that's not funny. That's it. Other people who like my content, perfect, follow me. And yes, thanks to my podcast, yes, I can tell you the goals of. Oh no, I can tell you the advantages of doing my own Peter's English podcast. I can talk with everyone in the world. I'm on thanks to my published podcast. I can create my own Peter's English podcast community, the live community of English learners like me who like learning English. They are online creators like me. They are having their own English podcast and they're writing their own English stories like me, and they have their own English novel like me. Yes, I want to speak with similar people like me, and we can stream together and do our live streams that I want to upload as my current episode, as my official episodes. But of course, if you have your own English podcast, we can do swapcast. That means you can use my videos as your official podcast episodes when we are in the same episode together. Yes, that means we are having fun, we are talking together, we have interview, we have fun with each other, and we are streaming and recording in the same time together, and people can see us. But I don't have any listeners, any audience, and it's funny because I don't know how it's possible. I'm online, my podcast is published. Of course, no one knows me because I need a big marketing. I tried it, and no, people only watched my reels, only my reels, and that's it. And okay, you don't need to watch me, but because the main goal of this podcast is to share how to learn English in the funny way. And yes, you can create your own English podcast, your own novel, and do the same thing like me. Because thanks to learning English, you can have a lot of fun. Because learning English is forever, and there are a lot of content in English because the whole internet is in English. And thanks to your own English podcast, you can never be bored, and you can listen your favorite English podcast when you are doing everything at home, and that's great. Okay, and now to the main topic to my episode of this episode, because this episode is not about rambling like usual. It's not business as usual. Thank you, my English teacher, for this great sentence. Is business as usual or is not business as usual? And I can start right now. Now it's the storytelling. Time, because this episode is about chapter 7 of season 2 of my novel Vera the Vampire Girl Diary. It's called chapter 7, the course of Bad Boris, and we can start right now. I'm going to read you my own created story, chapter 7, the course of Bad Boris, because it's my story, it's my own story created by myself. We found help of AI chatbots. AI chatbots only translated it from my Slovak version to English, but that's all. The story is mine, everything is mine, and I'm going to read you right now. Let's go. Okay. I'm going to find search, yes, and it has to be somewhere here. Okay. Where is this story? Oh, it's not here. Yes, it has to be. Yes, it's here. It's here. I'm not stupid. Don't worry, people. I'm going to read you chapter 7 of season 2. Yes. Yes, it's here, of course. Chapter 7 of... Wait a minute. Yes. Is the whole story here? Yes, it is. Of course, it has to be here, and it's here. Perfect. We can start to read. Chapter 7 of Season 2, The Curse of Bad Boris. Vera Orsak's diary. This is the story of a sarcastic and foul-mouthed bat named Boris. Bad Boris wasn't always a talking bat. It all began when he was still a vampire, the son of a wealthy vampire aristocracy. His family had lived in a luxury for centuries in a grand castle, owning vast fields where serfs were forced to work without any rights. They were ruthless and wasteful, obsessed with fame, gold, and opulence. His father and mother were cold-blooded landlords who cared only about profit and gain. But Boris, he never cared for such nonsense. His hobby was pretty girls. Boris, hello, hello. Are we even present? Once again, you're daydreaming about girls as usual. My lessons in Latin, mathematics, and the history of our noble house, you must master them like the back of your hand if you want to inherit my estate. Is that clear, you dim-witted fool? Shouted Boris' father at the young vampire, who at that very moment was admiring the shapely backside of a beautiful 18-year-old girl who was serving him. In fact, he didn't hesitate to rudely ask for her esteemed name. You don't see a specimen like you around here often. Nice backside, Kitty. You're having a lucky day. You've caught the eye of someone important. So what do they call you? He said in a cocky tone, thinking the young girl would throw herself into his arms while shamelessly groping her. The girl slapped him hard across the cheek and snapped back. They call me Esmeralda, you rude, uncultured brute. I want nothing to do with you. Leave me alone. She blushed as she realized what she had just done. In the process, the dishes slipped from her hands and shattered on the floor. She ran off to the kitchen in tears. But father, you never let me have any fun. Look what you've caused. Because of you, my little doll ran off to the kitchen. I'll show her who she slapped, the stupid cow. Boris growled angrily. You brought this on yourself. It's high time you got married, you scoundrel. I'll find you a proper domina who'll tame you once and for all. You've got nothing but nonsense running through that head of yours, his father snapped. You're going to pay for this now, you stupid cow. No girl slaps me. Boris shouted angrily when he found Esmeralda crying in the kitchen, held in her mother's arms who worked alongside her. Sir, please, leave her be. She's still young, foolish and shy. Punish me instead. Her mother begged him on her knees. Stand aside, woman. I only came to apologize for my foolish behavior. Your daughter really caught my eye. I like her very much. I was too shy to speak to her for a long time. Unfortunately, I lost control. I regret it, but I want to make things right. And the young vampire Boris stammered, blushing deeply. Beautiful Esmeralda had completely bewitched him. All is forgiven, Esmeralda replied, wiping away her tears and giving him a warm kiss on the cheek. Esmeralda was blushing all over, nervous because she liked the handsome young vampire very much. Your actions flatter me. I'm sorry I slapped you. You scared me. There are so many rumors about vampires, but I like you too. That's why I always serve you myself. Whenever I feel your gaze, I get nervous. I even get chills down my spine. Who knows why? Esmeralda said, then quickly added, I need to get to know you better. They call me Esmeralda. What's your name, sir? I'm Boris. Pleased to meet you. You've completely bewitched me. Marry me. I'm the future heir to my father's estate. I've just chosen my bride. At least my father will stop bothering me about marriage. Boris began to dream aloud. Sir, don't joke like that. Your father would never allow you to marry a girl with an aristocratic blood, and a human, no less. I'm such a fool. You'll only bring me misfortune. Leave me alone and never come near me again. Esmeralda cried again. You don't believe me? I'm going to tell my father right now that I've chosen my bride, Boris said naively. Boris rushed off to share the joyful news with his father, who was busy counting the day's earnings. Why the hurry, son? His father asked curiously. I found myself a bride. Boris began to explain, but his father interrupted him. What did you say you found? Who gave you permission to choose a bride without my approval? I'm sure you've been bewitched by some naive little goose from the servant quarters, and a human, no less. I will never allow such a marriage. Don't worry, I'll find you a lovely young vampire girl from a wealthy aristocratic family. You'll forget all about that silly little thing in no time. I'll never let you ruin my life, father. Don't you hear me? Never! I'll run away with my bride as far as I can from your claws. Boris screamed and his father. Too late! I've already found out which little goose caught your eyes, and I've thrown her and her mother out of the castle. They'll be working in our fields now. At least they'll bring in some profit, his father replied coldly, still counting his earnings. Boris sought out Esmeralda and began seeing her in secret. They married quietly in the depths of the forest. One day they drank wine together, got drunk, and became intimate. Esmeralda seduced him with her charm. She longed to have many children with him. Before that, Boris initiated her into the secrets of vampire knowledge. He hungrily drank all of Esmeralda's blood, which transformed her into a vampire. Soon after, Esmeralda became pregnant and was expecting their child. His father eventually found out everything. He sent Boris a beautiful vampire from a wealthy aristocratic bloodline, one who completely bewitched him. Boris forgot all about Esmeralda and married the rich vampire girl in a grand ceremony. Esmeralda watched everything unfold in tears, transformed into a bat. She couldn't bear it any longer and uttered a cruel curse, one that turned Boris forever into a talking bat. I curse you, Boris, you and your entire bloodline. May you live forever as bats in darkness. Esmeralda screamed in bat form, echoing across the castle during Boris' wedding to his new bride. Boris laughed at her and began insulting her cruelly, but in that very moment he transformed into a talking bat along with his entire family. They quickly flew away together to safety. Boris' new bride fled back home with her family, and pregnant Esmeralda escaped alone into the forest. She decided to live for her child. Esmeralda, devastated by grief, lost her child and cursed every minute she had spent with Boris. She never wanted to see him again. Boris, now a talking bat along with his entire family, flew off to safety. He hated Esmeralda for what she had done to him and vowed never to see her again. Over time, Boris and his family began to reflect on their behavior, how they had hurt countless people. It serves me right, father. It's all my fault. Do you think you and mother could ever forgive me for what I've done? the talking bed, Boris asked his father, who was also now a talking bed, or bat, I don't know. I'm the one to blame. I ruined our lives, especially yours, son. His father replied, then continued, "This cave looks great. It's abandoned and full of good food for us. Just please don't go scaring people. There'll be trouble." He offered his son some wise advice. Boris lived peacefully as a bed with his family until modern times, and he began to grow bored of the quiet bed life and starting longing for women again. He secretly began flirting with girls in the village. "Hello, ladies! I want to go on a date. I'm looking for a good woman. Who's volunteering? Grab me while I'm still on the shelf," joked the talking bed, Boris, flying through the village in the middle of the night, shouting in human language at full volume, terrifying entire communities. People were so frightened that they called the media. The talking bed Boris became the highlight of every television program around the world. Many times poachers tried to capture and sell his entire family on the black market, so animal rights experts were contacted and they managed to catch Boris and his family, but they had no idea what to do with them. Then suddenly they saw on television the beautiful vampire queen and goddess of the entire dark realm, Vera, who was extremely popular. "Vera's Dame Day is coming. What should I get her? It should be something special, but what?" Peter, Vera's boyfriend, was deep in thought. Suddenly he got a call from the Animal Protection Agency. "Good afternoon. We have the perfect gift for your girlfriend Vera's name's day. We don't know how to handle him and his family. They're in danger. Poachers are after them. Your girlfriend has the power to keep the community of talking beds safe. What do you think?" the agent asked Peter. "I don't know. I'm afraid Vera won't be in the mood to deal with a talking bed whose hobby is pretty girls, but I feel she has golden nerves. Sorry, I mean a golden heart. I sense kindness in her. She'll let herself be persuaded. I'll take them," Peter replied over the phone. The agents were thrilled and sent a special armed escort just in case the poachers were still hungry for profit. When delivery day arrived, Peter waited nervously. "Where are they? They should have been here by now. Vera mustn't find out," he worried, pacing. Then the delivery van arrived with armed guards. "Sign here, young man. Thank you and enjoy. Have a nice day," said the courier, placing a massive cage with 3 sleeping beds on the ground in front of Peter. Peter signed the receipt and the courier sped off with the escort. "Happy name day, sweetheart," Peter congratulated his girlfriend Vera. "Kitten, you didn't forget a thing, and you've pleasantly surprised me. Now you'll have some delightful responsibilities with me. I'll reward you royally for finally doing something right," purred a satisfied Vera, clearly pleased with Peter's surprise. "That's not all," Peter said excitedly. "You don't mean to tell me you've got another surprise besides the bouquet of roses and chocolates, kitten?" Vera winked seductively at Peter. "Of course, kitty. What else? Here's my gift, a talking bed," Peter boasted. "You dog, are you kidding me? That's just a regular bed. This will cost you dearly. You'll end up back on the street with a long nose again." Vera screamed at Peter. Just then the bed Boris woke up. He immediately feasted his eyes on Vera's beauty, shamelessly undressing her with his gaze, and introduced himself. "Oh, what a female! I like you very much, darling. Your beauty takes my breath away, and your perfume smells divine. At last, I found my bride." "Hold it right here, buddy. You're talking to my girlfriend. Watch your mouth. Peter shouted jealously at the bad Boris. Or what? Keep dreaming. You don't stand a chance with a woman like her. I've got experience with ladies like this. She even had me delivered in a cage so I wouldn't escape with one of her rivals. Boris teased Peter. Unfortunately for you, this poor soul really is my boyfriend. I truly love him, and he loves me. His name is Peter, for your information. Enough jokes. You rude little rodent. I am your goddess and queen. I have powers you couldn't even dream of. Vera snapped aggressively, which frightened Boris. All right, sweetheart. No violence, please. I'll shut my mouth now. He replied nervously. You'd better, and I'm not your sweetheart. Vera screamed at Boris, losing her temper more and more. Boris wisely kept quiet after that. Sweetheart, I've got 2 more gifts for you. Peter blushed shyly in front of his girlfriend Vera. Oh, you rascal, you're spoiling me. I actually like it when you have to obey me. I'm strict and dominant, just as I should be, but I'm starting to realize we need to switch roles. I need to show you more of my love, kitten. So, what is it? Vera peered seductively at Peter. The animal protection agents delivered 3 beautiful gifts for you. Boris and his parents. They're worried for their lives. 2 poachers, they're a treasure. Please give them protection. They could be your friends. Do it for me, Kitty, please. Peter stammered, blushing deeply as he pleaded with Vera on his knees. You're so sweet when you beg me like that. You really know how to get to me, kitten. I always melt when you plead. Remember what works on me. I agree, only because I love you so much, kitten. Vera laughed, then met Boris' parents. They shared their story with her, and it moved Vera to tears. She cried in Peter's arms, trembling with sorrow. She made a decision. She would help Boris and find his true love, no matter what it took. Vera searched for Esmeralda everywhere. She used all her power and sent her best vampires to follow every lead. Eventually she found Esmeralda deep in the forest. Vera decided to call herself, along with Boris and his parents. Boris, I've got good news for you. I found your old love. She lives alone in deep forest. She survives on animal blood. Her hobby is hunting men. In every man she sees you. She's become a very wild vampire. She's a succubus, a fierce female demon. I can feel she's searching for someone. She's coming for you like a sausage on a plate. It's time to bring you 2 back together, Vera said passionately to Boris, who immediately lit up. My true love is still alive. She sacrificed herself for me. Let me turn her into a vampire. She was expecting our child. What happened to the baby? Boris trembled, impatient and desperate. Sadly, she lost it. That's why she became a succubus. It's a type of vampire who loves to play with men. She lures them with her feminine charm and beauty into her cave, and then don't even ask what happens next. Vera blushed deeply and winked seductively at Peter, hinting at what might be coming his way. Peter swallowed hard, goosebumps rising all over him. Don't worry, kitten, you'll enjoy it. Honestly, I need to take inspiration from Esmeralda when we turn you into a vampire. Don't worry, you're not quite an angel yet. You'll have to earn me properly. Vera laughed, winking playfully at Peter. Vera put on the battle robe of the goddess and queen of the forest vampires. She transformed into a bat and took off with Boris and his parents toward Esmeralda. They flew for about an hour before they found a dark cave deep in the forest. Is this where my Esmeralda lives? But Boris could already sense her beauty and scent. That's right, she hasn't responded to any of my mind messages. If one of my vampire girls behaved like this, I normally take control of her mind and force her to apologize, but I feel for her. She was cruelly betrayed by you, Boris. Go in alone. We'll wait here. Go, Vera commanded. Boris didn't wait a second. He flew straight into the cave. Now you show up, you dog. You betrayed me cruelly. You destroyed my life. You promised me the world, and I, like a foolish goose, gave myself to you only for you to lie. Abandon me, rob me of our child, and laugh in my face. You may be just a bat now, but revenge will be sweet. Esmeralda said seductively, glaring at Boris. Esmeralda, my love, I finally found you. I had centuries to prepare for this moment, but now that it's here, I don't know what to say. Please forgive me. I truly love you. I want to sacrifice myself out of love for you, Boris wept, begging Esmeralda for mercy. I feel your loyal love, but first I need to test you, Esmeralda replied, transforming into a bat. She flew to Boris and drank all his blood. His blood was a delicacy to her. Through this act, the curse was broken forever. Boris and his parents transformed back into vampires. My love, I finally found you. I searched for you desperately. I didn't know where you were. I wanted you to come on your own, and now you have. And now you have. I love you, Esmeralda cried, throwing herself into Boris' arms and kissing him passionately. I'm free, and so are my parents. You've forgiven me. Boris sobbed with joy. Yes, and I hope I won't regret it again. Esmeralda laughed. You two lovebirds have finally made peace. Be my friends and come live with me at the castle, Vera said through tears, embracing both vampires. Dear child, forgive us. We're so happy our son found his true happiness in your arms. Children, be happy. Boris' parents said together to Esmeralda and Boris. Boris and Esmeralda were officially married and stayed to live with Vera and her family. They became the best of friends. The end. Whew. What do you think, people? That was my own story, chapter 7 of season 2 of my novel Vera the Vampire Girl Diary. It was my own story created by myself. I hope you will like it, but you don't need to like it. It's my business, my thing, but you can like it, of course. And I can end this episode, and I want to end this episode. I hope you will enjoy this story. Thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and I want to tell you bye bye.